Welcome to our second episode here at Wander Taipei. I'm Sydney Weng, and this week we will be visiting the Yongkang neighborhood in the Da'an district. When people mention the name Yongkang, they refer to the famous Yongkang Yongkang Street, also known as one of the coolest streets in Taipei. The Yongkang neighborhood loosely refers to the Yongkang shopping district and extends to the Lishui Street neighborhood all the way to the Jinhua Street. I used to shop there much more intentionally, but the place has changed a lot, so I'm going to try something different today. This is the永康东西军 Yongkang East-West shopping tour, and it's basically a map that features a lot of shops and restaurants that have a very carefully curated selection of very prominent Taiwanese brands, fun restaurants that you guys can totally try out. So the fun thing about the walking map is that you can collect digital stamps via the QR code and head a line to register so you can enter these fun giveaways with all kinds of prizes. You can also look at these amazing trinkets to get if you want a small memento of some quintessential elements of Taiwanese culture. So the thing about Taiwanese people is that we're huge about something called Omiyage, 伴手礼. And so if you come to the Yongkang district, you'll find out that there are a lot of shops where all of the items are specifically designed for people to travel with and present as gifts to their friends or to keep as, sweet mementos for themselves. And what's very interesting about the shops here is that it's a huge celebration of local artists and their work. You can definitely see a huge symphony of cultural imagery, colors, and elements from the past and the present. So, for example, the 茄芷袋, 茄芷袋, I think that's how you pronounce it, which refers to totes that were initially made with shishito mat grass before the product was mass-produced in nylon. So a recent renaissance in Taiwanese culture has breathed new life into these overlooked, rustic-styled market totes. And now it's actually become a very prominent statement piece in urban fashion for the city. Now, I know that most people come to Yongkang for the famous shaved ice, which is amazing. And you should definitely try some. But there are other pretty innovative options found in the neighborhood. For example, since Taiwan is famous for all kinds of tropical fruits, you can also get some gelato made in Taiwan, where there are around 80 flavor options based on the seasonal fruit selections and different types of tea-based flavors. Once you leave the hustle and bustle of the Yongkang shopping district, you'll find yourself in a completely different world once you get around the Lishui area or the Chaozhou area. It didn't occur to me to stroll around this area until I came upon a quote by the writer Zhen Shun Cong when he writes about his time in the neighborhood. But what got me to get up to go was this specific quote. I fail to savor the moment, with a job that beckons and bills to pay. All the care and effort sealed into the bricks and sand of these old buildings, I cannot find space in me to appreciate. When you walk around, you'll notice that for the buildings around this area, the color palette is a lot more demure and reserved. This area was initially planned as the residential area for government officials during the Japanese colonization period. If you look closely, you can see a lot of different textures and hues that create this eclectic assortment of patterns that complement one another. The community has developed a slower pace opposed to Zheng's own experience with the urban hustle. Coffee roasters, cafes, and boutiques signal a different appreciation towards the details in life. So here we have this term called 讲究, and it usually refers to an approach or behavior that focuses on ritual gestures, attention to detail. And this way of life usually helps heighten or enhance our daily routine experiences. So I just walked past Jinhua and I'm now standing at Jingshan Nanlu Yiduan, and I just found this really peculiar spot, so let's go check this out. On this side we have the remains of the Taipei prison walls, and on the other side are renovated and restored buildings that date back to the first half of the 20th century. These walls were designed by a Japanese architect, and this place has held its fair share of political prisoners before being relocated to Taoyuan in the 1960s. So if you look at this area, this used to be the official prison dormitories. Eventually it became living quarters for government officials or even veterans or migrants who eventually moved to Taipei. the land has faced quite a lot of turbulence regarding the fate of the property and its residents. It wasn't until recently did the government set forth to restore the Japanese dorms, allowing the place to develop into a fun hipster spot with fun restaurants, craft beer, and cute boutiques to visit, while preserving its cultural and historical roots. I really enjoyed reconnecting with the Yongkang neighborhood. On one hand, you get to experience the fun commercial side of the shopping district, and on the other hand, if you really want something that's much more quiet and demure, the neighborhood does deliver. That's it, folks. This is the end of our second episode here at Wander Taipei. Please like and subscribe to our channel, and do leave a comment below to tell us what your experiences at the Yongkang district are like. This is Sydney Weng signing off from Taipei Broadcasting Station. Until next time. Bye!